Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them, of course. This is on channel James13 Wicca on YouTube, of course. For the main part of the reading for the tarot part, I'm using a deck by Denise Jarvie, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. Here's the front. The Art of Love Tarot. Skipped a beat on that one, didn't I? The website is blueangelonline.com if you want to check it out. It's there at the bottom. Hopefully you can see that. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. There are their full names down there if you want to see how to spell them correctly. There's also a few websites on the back here. SheWhoIsArt.com always sticks out to me. Whatever works for you, go ahead and search that deck down if you're interested, of course. And for the dice, the game dice I use are from MathArtFun.com, which were a gift, which I'm very thankful for. So if you want, I have a 22-sided dice. I use 22 as 0, so I just, there's 21 cards, including, 22, including the Fool. Instead of 0, I use 22 for the Fool, 14-sided dice for the card for the Minor Arcana, and then a 4-sided dice for the element that goes with it. That's what I have for that. Alright, that being said, if you want a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go into your reading. Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aquarius? So, 3 of Swords and the Devil card to start right off, which is not upsetting you. This is very interesting. It's kind of like, nope, I knew that was coming. So, okay, got all the cards out. Well, the tarot cards out. Okay, this is... So what is going on? Oh, all right. Maybe that's why it doesn't... Things need to change. You've been watching for it. The 3 of Swords and the Devil card are coming forward, but this is something... I feel like when I get your energy, why it doesn't bother you as much is because it was coming. It was coming. And it's kind of like, all right, it's coming. I know it's coming sooner or later. The sooner it falls apart, the sooner we can go on to something else. Something's been going on too long. Something's been going on too long, and it needs to be reconstructed. And I've been waiting. I feel like I've been waiting, not in the sense of like setting it up, more in the sense of like there's too much weight. There's too much weight on that shelf. It's going to fall sooner or later. They won't take things off of it. The sooner it falls down, the sooner they're going to see, the sooner we can fix it and go on to something else. They won't take it off, and there's only so much I can do. I'm waiting for it to finish off. And it happens. Heartbreak, the Devil card coming in. The Devil card talks about boundaries. Boundaries that, if you don't adhere to the boundaries, you get the consequences. And right on top of it was the Healing card saying, even though that's happening, better things are coming. It does create a moment of healing. It's kind of like, I feel like you knew this, and you probably have said something, or at least wanted to. If you didn't say something, there's a good reason why you didn't say something. Healing is coming out of this. So this is what we're starting with. This is like our starting point. Whatever's happening here as this is falling apart, we got to let it settle. The thing is, don't let it settle too much, because as it's settling, a new situation is coming right out of it. They're giving you a heads up about that right off the bat. Don't let it settle too much. Keep in connection with it. Try to direct it right in the beginning. I'm getting, because like as it's settling, it's starting its new path right off the bat. Like, it's not just like settle and then see what we have and go from there. That's not how this is going. It's kind of like pieces are falling, and it's almost like Tetris. If you've ever played the game Tetris, as they're falling down, they're going into their spots, and that's where they're going to stay. So as things are settling, this is where it's going to go. The new beginning is starting immediately. As things fall into place, I keep getting, it's kind of like this is where people want them. They're not going to move them. And the new beginning is starting right off the bat. It's happening right off the bat. There's a lot of earth coming in. The Nine of Major Arcana sometimes talks about Virgo. There's an earth card. You got the King of Pentacles. That's an earth card. Two of Pentacles. That's an earth card. This one in my hand is the Ace of Pentacles. Clearly an earth card. And then the new beginning, that could be, I guess. As it's marrying in, and I kind of feel it's adding into the earth energy. It's not really an earth card. It could be it's a new beginning. It's just a new beginning. It could be any element. You know where you want this to go. Keep it heading in that direction. As things are falling into place, again, I'm getting like this Tetris feel. So if you're familiar with the game of Tetris, there's only a short, like as you see it coming in, you have a short period to put it where you want it to go. Immediately put it where you want it to go. Don't wait it out. Okay, that's this first part. What is going on in the environment? People aren't realizing that things are going to stick where they're falling. In fact, I get this idea that people think, we'll just put it here for now and then we'll move it later. But you've dealt with people like this before, that they say they're going to do it that way. Yeah, wherever it ends up, that's where it stays. So keep that in mind. It's almost like people getting a temporary place to live. 10 years later, they're still at that same place. That type of thing. People seem to have this idea, or they try to handle it as if it's gonna as if it's negotiable, and while on paper technically it probably is, that's not how they're gonna handle it. Keep that in mind. All right, did I drill that home enough? Is there anything else I need to say with that? People also just want to be comfortable. I think that's one of the reasons things are sticking where they're sticking. People want to move on from this moment and they don't want to revisit it. I feel like that's another reason why they're having that attitude of like, yeah, just put it there for now and then we'll deal with it later. They don't want to deal with it now, and they're not going to want to deal with it later. They just want to get back to this place of comfort. I'm getting that with the love card. They want to get back to this place of comfort, and they just want to let this be and just be comfortable with their lives again. So in case you need a reason why they're doing it that way, I get because they just want to be as comfortable as soon as possible again. As you keep going forward, hopefully this is clicking at the right time, so you can either put things where you want them to go as you see them coming into frame, for example, or coming into the situation. Or if it's later on in the situation, you're like, all right, well, this is where they are, so let me see what I can do with what is already there. Is there a possibility for me to move things anyway? Can I try to make that happen? Or, okay, that's where that's situated. What can I build from it now that I know where it is? Because I see you kind of going on this path. Things seem to be going fast. You got the Six of Cups. Things are where they are. As you keep going forward, things are where they are. We got to work with it. People don't want to support it, or I shouldn't say that. People are not very apt to change things. I just get this lack of change. Keep going forward with what you want, though. Change what you want, move things for what you want, but realize that other people are not going to work with you on this. This is going to be more of a solo, if you want anything you want to happen, you're going to have to do it yourself, and you're going to have to keep it where you want it. Try not to abandon the process altogether. It makes sense why you'd want to, kind of if nobody else cares, why should I care? Totally understand that. But be careful about that. At least get what you want out of the situation. The advice is to keep going on the path that you want. Realize that people are just kind of going to be where they're going to be. They don't want to deal with it. Make decisions that you want. It's not selfish for you to do so, but it might seem like it. Just keep making decisions you want, because if nobody else wants to put in the effort, well, that's on them. Get what you want out of it. When you see opportunities, move on those opportunities. Make it more about you. Especially if other people are not helping. let people fix their own problems, but like don't hold it against them. If they just can't do it or they don't want to do it, fine. Then they don't have to. Just be careful not to hold it against them. Let that energy go. If that's what they want, then that's what they get. That's okay. Look out for yourself. Make it what you want. There is this thing about a possible vengeful energy, because like I'm annoyed with people. Do your best not to invest in that. It makes sense, like why you'd feel that way. Kind of like, the situation could be a lot better if people would actively participate, but they won't. So I can understand why you'd feel that way, but they're saying don't invest in that. Just kind of like make it what you want. Their problem is just that, and just leave it that. Is this situation going to have like a shelf life? Like what's going on? You got the Queen of Pentacles showing up. So if you take this to your advantage and you just move forward, when things show up and you can make good in them, you don't have to share that with other people, especially if other people don't want to move forward. Take the advantages and keep them, and just keep going. If people don't want to get up and do stuff, all right, then they don't. Then just leave them there. You don't even have to inform them of what you're doing. You got possibilities coming in. You got is that the Lovers? No, it's the Two of Cups. Two of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and again, not being vengeful, but like if people don't want to participate and people don't want to help, leave them where they are. Leave them where they are is what I'm getting. Just leave them where they are and keep going for what you want. The catch-22 on that is the farther you go with that, the more on the outside they are, the more on the outside they're going to stay. So, for example, if this is a family situation and you're trying to improve your life and go in better places, maybe you're moving further away from the main situation, you're going to get more and more disconnected. Your life probably will also get better if it's a toxic situation, of course. But if they don't want to move forward, they might just move themselves out of your life. They're just giving you a heads up on that. I don't know. I wanted, like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, they're just giving you a heads up. Like, it's not a bad thing. But especially if this is one of those situations where you're growing and you're removing toxic behaviors from your life, either from other people, like you're not putting up with other people's toxic behaviors, or maybe there's like certain things, like maybe you used to do things in the past and you're like, that's how I grew up, so I thought that was okay. But now that I've learned different, now that I see that from a different angle, I don't participate in that behavior anymore because I see it as toxic. And other people are like, well, I still do it, so, well, then maybe they don't have a place in your life anymore, at least not to that level. Because whatever this is, I feel like you're the one moving forward. Other people don't want to move forward. If they don't want to move forward, they might move on out of your life. They're just giving you a heads up about that. It's not a bad thing. It's nothing to feel bad about. They're just saying don't hold animosity about it. If they can't, then they can't. Improve your energy. If they can't follow, then they can't follow. There is a little bit left here. All right, I'll come over to that because there's a little bit left here, and I feel like I don't know why I was trying to avoid it, but like, I don't know. Let's just see. Ten of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the Dreams card. People will try to suck you back in. People will try to get you to help them, but like it's not really helping them. They want you to do for them what they won't do for themselves. I almost feel like I wanted to ignore this because I'm like, I don't think you're going to do that. But they're also saying with that forgiveness card, it's kind of like, don't hold animosities towards them. Just realize that like, they're being who they're being. They're doing what they're doing, but you just like disconnect from it. Don't play into the game. Don't get sucked into the game. Because I feel this poor me energy, or this like, I feel like people are trying to get you to save them when they won't save themselves. It's kind of like, I threw you that little lifesaver looking thing. What do you call that thing? It's not a buoy. Life preserver? Nope, that's probably not it. You threw something out there for them to hold on to so they could float and they could swim to shore. Like, here's something, grab onto this thing, and you can kick your feet and you can get to shore and you can save yourself. And they're like, no, I can't do that, I can't do that. You gotta come save me, you gotta pull me out of this water, you gotta do it all for me. I don't see you doing that. I do feel like you'll probably throw out a couple life preservers. I don't know if that's the right word. It looks like a big giant lifesaver or whatever it is. That's what I'm thinking of. If you hold on to it and you kick your feet, you can get yourself to somewhere safe. Somebody else doesn't have to jump in the water to get you to save you. You can save yourself if you have a life preserver. You know what I'm saying? To some extent, like get yourself over to a lifeboat or something, crawl into it, do something. I see you like helping people in that sense when this happens. Like people are like, do it for me. Like, well, here I'll show you. I'll throw you a life preserver, but you're gonna have to do the work yourself. Oh no, I can't. I can't. Well, then you can't. There's this illusions energy. I'm getting like an illusion here with the dreams card. Like they're making it sound like it's not fair. You can do it and I can't. You get everything and I get nothing. That's not the case. You put the effort in to change things. You worked on changing things. Your life is better because of it. You're not going to make steps backward, but just because they're not willing to move forward. And I don't feel like there's any need to feel bad about that. I almost ignored it. I'm like, I saw it there, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. So I don't know why I felt that way, but like it was kind of there. If you improving your life doesn't mean that you have to, feel bad that somebody else is unwilling to improve theirs. I feel like that's the bottom line. So whatever this is, do what you got to do. Try not to hold animosities about it, and also don't go backwards for somebody who refuses to move forwards. Are we good? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.